guys? Thanks so much for clicking on my channel. We're all smiles over here. I am Will Sanja. It's like asking a question. Will Sanja help you keep your smile for today? And hopefully the answer is yes, you guys. I'm going to try not to keep it long, but y'all already know. If it gets good, I'm going to keep on talking. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to go. The nugget today is no rematch devil. Listen, when you're not all the way aligned and connected, when you're not on your P's and Q's, praying and quoting God's word for your life, guess what will happen? The enemy will have you over there fighting a fight that you have already won. The enemy is a sore loser, y'all. He cannot take the fact that he has lost. And because of that, he is always coming up to you, coming up to me in any shape, form, or fashion, talking about, I want a rematch. But you got to be strong enough. You got to be wise enough. You got to have the knowledge enough to know, the wisdom enough to know, the understanding enough to know that you have already won and that you don't have to fight. You don't have to give him a rematch. That's why God says what? The battle is not yours. It's not mine. It's God's, which means what? God is saying what? Quote his word. Speak his word. And when the enemy hears it, the enemy has to obey it, which means what? The enemy has to come back to the fact, to the realization, to understand, to know again that he has already lost. But when you're not quoting God's word, when you're not on your P's and Q's, praying and quoting God's word, knowing God's word, putting his word on the table of your heart, you'll find yourself, like I said, fighting in a fight that you have already won. And then you'll feel like that you are on the run. And you know that's a lie. You know that shouldn't be, because God says we are the one to do the chasing. In other words, put the enemy on the run, because God says what? One will chase 1,000, two will chase 10,000, and so on and so forth, which means what? We ain't scared. Why we ain't scared? Because we've already won. Why we ain't worried? Because we have already won. If you find yourself over there worrying, that's because you don't know you won. And that's the enemy saying, rematch, I'm back in the game. That's what the enemy wants. He wants back in the game. He lost. Tell him no rematch. And if you're not, like I said, all the way aligned and connected on your P's and Q's, praying and quoting God's word for your life, the enemy will come to you talking about, I come in peace. I think it was a movie called Independence Day. Those aliens came to Earth talking about something. We come in peace. Talking to the Americans and whatnot. And their game, their mission, their assignment, their agenda, the whole time while they're talking about we come in peace, was to destroy the earth. That's the enemy. That's his plan, his mission, his agenda, his plot and his plan. That's what he wants to do. That's why he has to come to you deceitful wise. That's why he has to come to you masked. He can't come to you showing you who he really is. So he'll come to you saying, I come in peace, but really I want to bring drama in your life. I come in peace, but I really want to destroy your marriage. I come in peace, but I really want to bring decrease in your finances. I come in peace, but I really want to do this, that, and the other. Coming to you like a familiar spirit, trying to make you comfortable. That's what I'm telling you. Do not give the enemy a rematch. The enemy comes in all shapes, forms, and fashions. The enemy comes through family members. The enemy comes through friends. The enemy comes through your boss. In all shapes, forms, and fashions. To get you to give him a rematch. All because he's a sore loser. And like I said, if you're not on your P's and Q's, you will be ensnared in his plot, in his plan, in his mission, in his agenda, in his assignment for your life. And you don't want that. Don't you want to stay the winner? Don't you want to keep being the champion? God has already conquered the world. So there is no reason why you should be over there fighting. Know your truth. And your truth will keep you free. And that freedom will always have you in a place where you will have the enemy on the run. Why? Because you'll be speaking God's word. It's not by your might, not by your power, but by God's spirit, which is his word, which is alive. And when the enemy knows that you know that truth, he'll back away and say, you right, I did lose. Okay, I'm going to leave you alone. But when you don't know the truth, you'll find yourself fighting in your flesh, going back and forth with the enemy. Whether the enemy is using a family member, a friend, a boss, you'll find yourself going back and forth in a demonic cycle, feeling like you on the run, feeling like you tired and frustrated, feeling like you don't have any strength, when God is saying that he is your strength. You are to rely on him, on his word, in his pureness, in his secret place. You're supposed to be dwelling in God's secret place, being in his pavilion, being in his place of rest. But because you don't know it, because you haven't become learned of God's word, you on the run. And the enemy is having a field day. Even though he understands that he's lost. He's lost. But because you don't know that you're the winner, you're saying, let me say this, you're saying that the enemy's lost, but you're not acting like a winner. And when you don't act and know that you're the winner, and you still quoting that the enemy lost, he ain't believing you. That's why you still seeing things in your life. Y'all just got super bright over here. That's why you're still seeing things in your life reoccurring, because you're saying one thing and believing another. You're saying that the enemy is the loser, but you're believing that you're not the winner. You are the winner. God said he has conquered this world, which makes us conquerors. We too have conquered the world. We are winners. Start acting like it. Start talking like it. Get on your P's and Q's, like I said. And do not give the enemy a rematch. Let him stay a sore loser. Let him stay a sore loser. So if you get something today that tries to come back into your life that you know that was not good for you, maybe it was drama. Maybe it was somebody trying to get you to cheat on your wife, or trying to get you to cheat on your husband. Maybe it was somebody trying to get you to steal on your job. Maybe it was somebody trying to get you to do something that you know is wrong. Don't fall for it. Don't get ensnared. Do not give it a rematch. Because you know what God says. When you have become free and then you get back entangled with what you were delivered from, it's 7 times worse. It's 7 times worse than what it was before. Which means what? You get into a deeper pit, a deeper hole, and it's harder that second time when you fall. So stay free. Stay in your truth. Stay in your liberty of knowing that you're the winner, the enemy is the loser, and there is no rematch. Y'all get it? Got it good? I hope so, but if you didn't, rewind this thing and watch again. But in the meantime, in between time, if you take just a little bit of what I'm telling you and apply to your life to the best of your ability, you won't ever have to mask a smile. Why? Because your smiles will always be genuine. Be blessed, stay blessed, be blessed, stay blessed, be blessed, stay blessed. Y'all know what's coming next. Ciao.